All right, good morning, everybody. We got Stone gapping up huge this morning, 42, up 25%. Generally, these don't get much higher than 30%, so may have some to go, but probably not an exponential amount. You see, they're starting to see a little bit of distribution. Had a huge yesterday. Working pretty good. Nasdaq off to a good start today, up a third of a percent. Got my watch list mostly in green, which is always a good day when that happens. Tesla in the red, Nettie's in the red. Wow, this is a very green day. Stone huge, NBEV. Looks like it finally may want to start getting going. We'll see how that one plays out. Chesapeake Energy. Looks like it's really getting off the program, really following my trend line there. It's pretty cool when that happens. Got Nvidia up 3%. That's a good day. ESNT, great breakout day yesterday out of this double bottom. Look at that volume. We were discussing that yesterday. Looking good. IQ. So far continuing to try to move out of this smaller consolidation. Skyworks coming back some, which is helpful. SIVB. It's like a little gap this morning. That's nice. Market moving. Doing what it's supposed to do. Right direction. I like it. Got boot down a little bit today. Still hasn't broken out of trend. Yesterday was a nice little day, though. All right, looks like it's off to a good day. Look at that. Oh, that's the ES. ES is up 1/3. What's the NASDAQ? 0.44%. Right back to highs, guys. Look at that. Big V. Big old V. Almost there. Almost there. Only 5% away. We had a 30% deep correction, and we're 5% away from the highs. That's a pretty amazing round trip. 25% lower. Only 5% left to go. That's quite a trip. Very nice. All right, so Stone pretty much gone out of all ranges. Like I said, hope if you guys did get it, hopefully you got some. Hopefully you got some. Nice gap up. Like I said, usually don't get more than 30%, so not a whole lot left to go on Stone today. But nice gap and a rest for a couple of days could be good. Maybe it gets up to 30. Maybe it gets up to 40%. Stone. Who knows? Look at that volume coming in, man. Look at this on the weekly. Just awesome. I like Chesapeake up 5%. That's a good day. MJ up 2%. Look at you. All right. That's getting on with the program. Look at the pocket pivot yesterday. Wow. That may have been a pocket pivot too. 1028, 1033, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days, not quite 9. It was an 8-day pocket pivot. And then yesterday with a huge definite pocket pivot. And then today trying to break out of this basing pattern. I'm guessing this would be a flat base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely a flat base. 14.45%. Textbook, son. So, buy MJ. That's an ETF flat base. That's pretty cool. Doesn't happen all the time. But so far, so good. 209,000. Look at the volume right here. Look at yesterday. We're actually eclipsing yesterday's volume. Not sure if we'll keep the pace of yesterday, but everybody wanting to get on with that program before it gets away from them. And MJ participating in that. There's got to be MMNFF. Not really much is up today. I guess just a lot of stocks up 2%. ACB 2.5%. MMNFF, although I'm not sure if that one's in there. OG RMF, not sure if that one's in there either. Oh, Tilray's not up here. Hey, what's up, Nick? That's right, textbook, son. Definitely textbook. Loving it. Yeah, so my kids are on spring break this week, and for some dumb reason, I thought today was going to be Saturday, so I stayed up later, and I'm tired as hell. Anyway, if I could mention that. SIVB coming down a little bit. Nice gap up, though, on SIVB. And Chesapeake, 6.5%, just moving this morning. Look at that, getting right up there. ACIA, match going negative so far. Pulling in, not really moving. Yes, maybe we're starting to see some stalling. At least in a few names, hopefully not too many. We've got Acacia up here in this base. 1, 2, 3, 4-week base so far. One more week for a flat base. We discussed this yesterday. Although I believe yesterday was a pocket pivot as well. Look at that. Great volume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1.391, 1.468. Definitely a pocket pivot. And giving quite a bit up here today on ACIA. Not an ideal situation for this particular one. But it can pretty much do anything within this base. It'll probably chop around, hopefully above this 54 level where my mouse is currently. Hopefully we'll form a little handle. That'd be cool, but it could easily come all the way back in. Skyworks holding up pretty good. NBEV pulling back in a little bit. Any news overnight there? Not really. No major news. Stone coming down, only up 16% right now. I think the NASDAQ down about 1/10. It's just marching higher. Nothing amazing, just marching higher. Stone starting to pull back. Volume already tremendous. It's going to be a huge day on Stone today. Look at yesterday. Look at today's. This is today's volume right there already. Look at the shares right there on the 5-minute chart. 1 million. First bar is like 2 million shares traded. 1.5 million. A second bar here so far, 200,000. Amazing. Oh, it looks like over that. Oh, 1.675. Yeah, there you go. 1.885 in the first 5 minutes. There's some profit taking. Take your 25% and run is what Stone is doing right there. Our daily movers. SBGL, whatever this thing is. Looks like trying to break out. Looks like it's going to stall here a little bit. MIK. I don't know what that is. This is a breakout yesterday from a cup and handle for HEXO. There's your cup. There's your handle. You can see your handle technically would start right there. Move your buy point up to there, and you're still up. Still up 16% from yesterday. So that's already gone. PAGS. Oh, VFF. What the hell are you? Moving from 4 right up to 18 bucks. Wow, look at that little base right there from 7 to 17 in no time flat. Look at that. Let's go check what this thing is. Village Farms, Canadian company that produces and distributes greenhouse-grown tomatoes, bell peppers, and cucumbers. Wow. They're in the same category as Cron, TGT, CGC, Tilray. Man. Who knew tomatoes could make you money in the stock market? There you go. Sales change only 5%. What are they getting all uppity about over there? No news, 99 relative strength rating, so without outperforming 99% of the companies. Something's going on here. It's been moving for a month. IBD's got nothing on these guys. Not really. There's no news on them. Sales change 5%. Last 3 years growth rate 1%. Pre-tax margin 2.5%. Are they just confusing this with a marijuana company, or are they switching to marijuana? Village. I'm just Googling Village Farms now. Greenhouse grown fresh produce. Pull it up here. We can explore together. Whatever the hell this thing's. Okay, looks like tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers. That's all they do. Strange. Hey, what's going on, Christina? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good. Spring break, hanging out with the kids, working out on a great trading tool, and learning coding while doing it, which is a lot of fun. And that's about all I'm up to. What are you doing? So they do hydroponic growing. And for some reason, just booking it. There was an article, why Edward Life Sciences and Puma jumped today. Village Farm CEO talks marijuana production cost. There you go. I knew it. Entered the cannabis space in 2017. Yeah, why wouldn't they grow marijuana? And there's their crop. Wow. So converting. Okay, so what they should say is, we're committed to becoming a marijuana grower. You're not committed to anything but making money. Sons of bitches. All right, they are an MJ producing company that is way out of buy range, but, you know. Can't be mad at them, but It's just funny. Everyone says they stand for something, but you flash more money in their face, they don't stand for much. Okay, there you go. They did move to the MJ sector, so just another MJ stock. Let's add them to the list. VFF. Add that one to the list. CHK, FCAU, Cena. Look at that day yesterday. My goodness. Down 23%. Look, after touching the trend line. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's the definition of crazy. Like literally. I mean, most of the same names on this list. Very, very similar to, I think I remember making this screen. Very simple criteria. I don't even know why I have this one on here anymore. Let's get rid of that. IBD 50, TOS. Bye-bye. Yeah, what's in quotes? Not a whole lot. I was trying to consolidate watch lists, so let's get rid of quotes. Yeah, for a while there, I did have turnaround trades watch list. I don't know if this is dynamically, looks like it is dynamically done. Oh yeah, this is my turnaround trades watch list. Fair enough. I know what this is. Okay, let's go through this list, see if there's anything interesting. Oh, that looks like it could be a bounce play. I haven't even touched that strategy at all yet. MT, that could have some potential. DCP, WLK, SEM, ERF. MUFG. Not above the 50 again yet, but not that much spread. RES, an oil and services company, oil and gas services company. They're at all-time lows. Look at that. Right down here. Imagine, look at that comeback. Wait a couple of years for a double just on the stock. What's Grub doing? Well, it's not coming back. Tried to break my alert level. Failed today. And Bida. Whoops. The heck just happened? There we go. All right, onto the actionable list. All right, so Acacia going negative on us a little bit. Volume's a little heavy, but it's not bad. MJ. Wow, oddly enough, my options on MJ didn't move too much on a huge 2% day. They moved quite a bit yesterday. Like some of those were up 15, 20, 30%, but today we're up almost as much and very low single-digit moves in some of these. Riot did pretty good. Wow, what's Riot doing? People taking more of an interest in Bitcoin right now? No, it's actually lower a little bit. Probably very thinly traded options. Probably not up that much. CHK pulling back, but doing good, getting with the program. Definitely some wicking up here as we're reaching highs. That could be as high as it goes. It's pretty close to that top, actually. That's a pretty good gain on that one. So IQ's trying to put in a flat base. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we got NVIDIA. Acacia so far stopping its pullback. Let's see if where its next direction goes. Oh, I missed your response there, Christina. Sorry about that. Traveling and stuff. Oh, that's cool. Why would you short SPX on the way up? Oh, okay. Down there, yeah. Yeah, crypto's been pretty good lately. Yeah, definitely have to admit that it's been pretty good. Not great. It's been a little difficult with some of the at least in the dollar coins. The altcoins have had some huge pumps. But the dollar cryptos have been a little choppy. All right, Skyworks coming back nicely here today. Yeah, BTC is very choppy, man. All that stuff was very choppy in BTC. Ethereum just wasn't moving. Ethereum just would try something and just it's like, not today. Basically, just got lazy. I think it got lazy. All right, S10E back up to 20%. No, we're not going to restart. All right. Anything else up here? We got our VFF we just learned about, even though it's up like freaking 400% in a month. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash started going on a tear this past week. We've been kind of talking about that one. Cena NBEV moving a little bit. FIVE looks like it may be trying to turn around. It has earnings coming up. 327. AMRN. Are you going to try to turn around as well? Oh, that's cool, Christina. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no problem at all. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. All good. So we talked about this one coming back down to this trend line, potentially bouncing. That's a pretty elevated sell day. It's pretty much all selling too. Let's look at it on this 5-minute chart, see if we can have any hope for the children. That's pretty much all selling. Not a lot of purchasing up there. Some purchasing there. Definitely some buying right there. Not doing too bad. Hard to say it's going to rally back up, though. But sometimes these high volume bars are kind of towards the end of the move. Here's one. We had one more down day, then that was the bottom day, and then this thing started this rally. So yeah, there could be a possibility for AMRN here for this to be the bottom. If we reverse lower here today, we'll, like I said here, we'll see the continuation if we get continuation. But so far we're inside the candle. So if we can remain inside the candle, that could be a pretty good trade. I want to see Skyworks get with the program here. All right, let's see what IBD's doing. See what their movers are. Acacia 96 relative strength, 97 composite rating, ACIA. And you're right down here, barely negative. Dow soars, retakes 26,000. Brazilian IPO soars, Netflix snubs Apple. So Brazilian IPO is Stone, the one we've got. Ooh, Lockheed Martin dinged as Boeing wins contract. Boeing F-15X wins an Air Force plan. Wow, that could be big. Yeah, so Boeing on the daily after this big crazy hit that it's taken. We talked yesterday about it needs to have, 2 or 3 or 4 things for it to correct, for it to kind of make a really big pullback or pushback towards highs here. It'd be about 20%. So, and it could take a while for this thing to happen. 1, 2, 3 weeks on this base so far for Boeing. So you're looking at a minimum of 5 weeks in a majority of cases. And you probably could be looking at this range here from this 385 level to this 391 level. Somewhere in there could be, if it starts to reverse higher, that could be pretty good. You can see right there, so far we shelved at that 200-day moving average. So investors don't really give a crap about the crash planes. They're just looking at the valuation of Boeing. This stock is breaking out on heavy volume today. There you go. ESNT. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Very nice. And this was an article from yesterday. So look out on a solid breakout for top stock features sound fundamentals, and leading groups should check out ESNT. We had this one yesterday. Double bottom base. Look at that. Nice. More than 4 times average volume. That's well above the minimum 40%. Yeah, right? And there's another one, NMIH, another top stock. Okay, in the same industry group. Look at those pocket pivots right there. Wow. That's just getting on with the program right there. Look at all those pocket pivots. Bam. 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 That is beautiful. And a little consolidation. That was triple witching Friday, or quadruple witching Friday. Yeah, looking good. Looking really good. Two A-plus rated funds, including Fidelity Small Cap Growth Fund, started buying shares in Q4, while a dozen funds with A or A-plus added to their stakes. So this ESNT just has huge and good institutional support. We noted yesterday the breakout, how great the volume was. It turned out being phenomenal. So that could be a really good one. SIVB giving some of that back. Looks like it's going to try to fill that gap. Could stop there if it wants to. We'll see if it does. Square up 2% today. So they had a big red day yesterday. There's some news yesterday. Not a whole lot. Not really. Although it was supported there. Look at that day yesterday. Now we just went back up and covered the whole day. Not really a base here. I think we discussed this is pretty deep. 51%. STNE is in the same industry group as Square and PayPal. Chesapeake's still doing good. Trying to come back. All right, Viva Casa, XON, FIVE. I talked about yesterday this one being either a lopsided cup and handle or a double bottom. Either way, you have a breakout attempt right there, but this could be your potential breakout. Let's go to the daily. Oh, does have earnings coming up here. 327, so looks like maybe the following Monday. Not next Monday, but the following Monday. Oh, next Wednesday, sooner than I thought. Okay. So next Wednesday for FIVE. There's NBEV maybe starting to curl up. And they're square again. Grifols. Carvana still in that frozen rope pattern. Pretty nominal day yesterday. Didn't do a whole lot, almost a doji. And also showing a little bit of distribution up here today. But volumes are doing some pretty good things, so we'll see if it'll keep going. PKG coming right back. Quick sell off there and then kind of back up. That could be pretty good. Actually, let's check on the weekly if there's a bigger pattern in play. Not really, kind of undercut everything. It really has no base right now. It's still trying to get its feet. Oh, this could be a flat base. 1, 2, 3. Failed breakout 4, 5 maybe. So your buy point up here pretty much after 101. Buy point right about 101 in PKG. I don't think that's quite the leader it used to be, though. Whoa, look at those volume days. SkyWest Airlines. So that's our high right there. And pocket pivot. Is that a pocket? That shouldn't be a pocket pivot. 414, 404, that is a pocket pivot. 3 pocket pivots here in this little run up. Obviously there's some selling in 2 days ago right here. It looks like a lot of that volume was some selling. Some buying component to that. And then they reported after hours some of the volume. Still moving in the right direction. Pocket pivots in place. And SkyWest maybe good for a run at least up here to the 56 level. What does that put you? Yep, 56. That one's not too bad. Acacia up in the green. Let's see if Skyworks is worth a gander. Hmm? Hmm? Oh, SKYW. Put the wrong stock in the screener there. There we go. Not too bad. Break even at 53.70. Which is right about there. That's actually not too bad. That's not, I don't even think that's being greedy. 56 bucks isn't bad. Hmm. Acacia. VN right back up off of the lows there today. Not bad. Match.com just kind of hanging out. Is trying to break out, though, of this low range at least. So you can see here we kind of have a cup and handle with a failed breakout. Is pretty much, well, basically a cup. I'm not sure if they consider that a high handle or not. I'm not sure. And I don't think we saw a match in the paper yesterday. I still have the paper up. Let me pull it up. Not IBD 50 number 37. Let's go see what it says. Forming flat base. Oh, they're considering this its own base. Entry at 58.10 falters, which is this one. Right? I mean, entry at 58.10 falters. The hell are you talking about? There's no entry at 58.10 on any time frame. I have no idea what they're talking about. Group ranking 89, so not that great. 95 composite rating, 81 EPS rating, relative strength 92, ROE 57, 34 annual EPS growth rate. Last quarter EPS negative, prior quarter negative. It was lower, but it was plus 105, 105% EPS, which is good. Last quarter sales plus 21%. Earnings per share due May. So, Match doing good things. Doing okay. Trying to come out of the lows of this base, it looks like. I don't know what they're talking about, a flat. If they're talking about a flat base, what breakout at 58.10? That's not an entry for anything. I mean, the high here is 58.95, so it should be 59.05 should be your entry. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. No idea what they're talking about. Someone made a mistake on that one. All right, it's a good day when most of your highlighted stocks are up here in the green. And we got NASDAQ up 0.41% again. So moving back higher a little bit there. Let's see what's not working. We've got Grub or BITA. I don't want to restart my damn program. BITA really living on this trend line here on this weekly chart. A break of this would be pretty monstrous for BITA. And it's been living down here recently. We saw it V. It's kind of V'ing off the lows here, even right there, and did so right there. But then we came right back. And now we're touching it. So we're either going to bounce right off this thing and we've got a pretty low risk entry point, or it's just going to collapse right now. Today before market, so it already had earnings. So earnings are out, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want a stock right on a trend line, doesn't get much more on the trend line than BITA right now. And your stop about 5.5%. I'm not sure if I want to jump on that one. BITA is not in the IBD paper, as you can tell. Anytime something is sitting at lows, you're not going to find it in IBD. I'm basically throwing out usually when there's an abnormality in the market, I like to at least look at it. And BITA is an abnormality sitting on this trend line. It's only touched 4 times before. It could be one of those situations where, you know what, maybe this makes a huge profit for a ballsy investor. Anywho. All right, look at fundamentals. 91% EPS change last quarter for BITA. 102% last 3 quarters average EPS growth rate. Although that rate is slowing. 0 quarters of acceleration. That's 0 quarters of acceleration. Not that they're still accelerating, because they are. But there's the acceleration growth rate has changed. So you go from an exponential price graph to a more linear price graph. Or a still upward sloping but less aggressive price graph in terms of the EPS. 10% sales change last quarter, so that's probably one of the reasons why they've been selling off so much. Only 10% sales change. Also, China's been kind of in a recession. Well, not a recession, but they haven't been growing at breakneck speeds. 3-year sales growth rate 39%. That's pretty good. But that goes to show that their growth rate's slowing. ROE 6.9, pre-tax margin 10.6. D plus accumulation distribution, market cap only 1.2 billion, so it's a very small cap company. 8 in terms of its relative strength to every other stock in the market. It's only 8th. So, yeah, not so sure if you want to buy it, but it's good to look at. I mean, come on, this trendline break would have worked out really well. Yeah, let's just say this thing gets back up to 25. That's not horrible. Anyway, not worth looking at either. All right. FTNT, we've been looking at this one for a little bit, having a little pullback today. So popped out, went sideways. Quad Friday, ended up with that. And tried to break out this morning, pulling back, at least gapped up, probably used it just as a selling opportunity. But so far in this one, you've got a nice little cup and handle. We discussed this, so maybe a possibility for picking up some of this FTNT before it starts to rally. It looks like it probably will likely rally in the future. We can try to do I think we did a week. Is this the one we did a week count on? Yeah, I think we did. We did a weekly count. We did it 2 different ways. One came out fairly bullish, one came out fairly bearish. But doesn't mean this base won't work out. This is a pretty nicely formed base. All right, Chesapeake 4.13%. Looks like it's selling off a little bit again. After a rush right up to highs there very quickly, I guess a pullback definitely could be due. NVIDIA. Looks like it's sitting right up there towards highs. See if it'll break out of this little consolidation it's forming this morning. AMRN, we noted this one potentially bouncing off of this trend line here. Yeah, I'd almost say if it gets much higher, it's probably buyable, although the volume down here is pretty tepid. Don't have a lot. You can see there's elevated volume. See the pocket pivot yesterday. Of course, that was a sell side pocket pivot. Not that that means anything. But you can see this one right now squeezing up, maybe trying to blast out higher. That could be good. And Skyworks doing nice, getting right back up out of this. Had an attempt at a move out the other day. You can see in that big green candle. And then yesterday pulling back. Today coming right back. The volume not that great. So it was good at the end of the day yesterday. They definitely picked some up right there, and we were pretty green. And then we see the gap up this morning. So someone got some fills right down there, which I think is what they wanted. We'll see if we continue higher. That would be great. NBEV, ESNT, which was our breakout stock from yesterday. Continuing through a little bit today. CGC tightening up here, just coiling. This is also called coiling. Just coiling. And so if you consider this one of those volatility funnels, your buy point would be right there and your sell point would be right there. So we're right in between the buy and the sell point on CGC. Can't really see how these things would falter in a bull market. Like I can't see it. Unless there's just some horrible news that comes out. Marijuana causes lip cancer. I don't know. And then Match hanging out up there. IQ doing okay. Hack. TTD up 0.36%. Forming another little base. Could be a potential channel at play. I say potential because, you know. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That looks like it may work out. I don't know. We'll see if we come lower. We'll see how that plays out, but that could be a thing. You never know. That would maybe end us up in a frozen rope pattern here in trade desk. FTNT looks like it's pulling back. Boot. Still consolidating. Interesting cup and handle. Don't quite want to call it straight up off the bottom. I think that's incorrect for that one. But right back up there into a handle situation. Yeah, Boot could be interesting. Boot's one of those ones that had a huge run before the bear market and then caved in. Looks like about half from just over 30 to 15 on the dot almost. And so if you take a 20% breakout from here, 35. That's a pretty good gain on some of those. Not sure if it's buyable today, but one of those options has a 212% gain for 59 days, if it'll get over that. And we have a big red day here on Thursday, it looks like, before Friday. Quite a bit of selling on that day, which makes this not a pocket pivot, but it does make this a kind of a higher volume low with support right there. So pullbacks in some of these are not, I don't think they're that bad at all. So still could meander lower like this under this trend line for another week or two in Boot, but that's why it's on my short list. Don't want to forget about it. All right, C-Trip, after its earnings a week or so ago, consolidating very nicely. No pocket pivots in play, but still consolidating, 1.13% lower. Let's see if anything else has popped up on our daily movers list. FOE, EOLs, trucks, PAGs, can't pronounce that. WFT. This one's a little intriguing to me. Look at the nice volume on the run up. Nice little consolidation. Yeah, I actually like this thing. I don't really know if it's something I can make money on, but you're talking, it's at 83 cents now. You've got 180 to the 50-day move, to the 200-day moving average, or 180. That's about $1. Oh, well, they actually have options. You can buy options out 668 days for this thing. Wow, that's amazing. What does this do? Weather Lord? Weather Lord. You're the Lord of the Weather? Let's check it out on IBD. Composite ranking 22, relative strength 49, which isn't horrible, but it is on the come up again. At least it appears to be. Look at the volume on the weekly. Did have some volume here too. This one did eclipse the 200-day moving average. Rallied from 3 up to 7 before faltering again. Could be a situation like that. Provides equipment, technology, and services for the oil and gas drilling and production industry worldwide. So they do stuff for oil, is what it should be. They're 58% EPS change last quarter, 4 quarters of EPS acceleration, 36 EPS change current quarter. Not bad. Negative 4% sales change, so that's not very good. Negative 12% 3-year sales growth rate, that's not very good. 820 million market cap. B, accumulation distribution is warranted by the volume I was just discussing, and a 1.2 up down volume also warranted by the volume I was just discussing. And negative 20% change in funds owning stock. So if there was 5 funds that owned this stock, one of them sold everything, or at least sold some. So pretty interesting right here. Yeah, I don't know quite how to feel about this thing. I mean, on one side, it looks like it's doing really good, but it looks like it's a horrible, horrible company. But I do like that volume. And they had some good volume right there before started floundering. It does like to come up and test the 200-day moving average, and we are above the 50-day. Not too bad, as a matter of fact. This thing has some weird options. But I will say it has a bunch of them, which I like. I like options in my options. All right, you know what? I'm going to take a little flyer on this thing. I don't have much cash left, like $100, but I can buy some options. Sold. All right, let's see. All right, I now own $100 of options in WFT. I think that's not quite the definition of a boredom trade, but it definitely could fit under the category of a boredom trade. Luckily, it's just with $100, so I'm not super annoyed with it. But it is an interesting from a pattern perspective. I really do like this longer base that it's been putting in here. Just a little tiny guy, but you go from that's a 400% rise right there to basing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, breaking that trend line. It's a pretty clear break. We've had good volumes recently, and it doesn't show any of the price action. But yeah, clearing that right there. Look at that high volume day. Look at the comeback that it had on this day right here. Looks like it closed at the end of the day with a big volume spike. So, I mean, all these are peak closes. This one's not quite a peak close, but it closed higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 peak closes. We'll see what happens today. Pretty cool, though. Let's see what that one produces. 2. BAS and SIG. All right. NVIDIA doing good today, up 4%. Just that's really what you'd like to see. Just a nice measured run up. That's beautiful. Oh, Skyworks back up. All right, so Skyworks is doing good stuff. Liking that. And let's just go through our list here. Top down, then I think I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go get some food. Take Two Interactive. We noted this one trying to take over this trend line. Looks like that may still be a thing. And nice pocket pivot. That's a clear pocket pivot right there. Look at that thing. And we had a gap down. Now we're rounding back up, trying to clear that again. That could be a nice buy for Take Two Interactive. A second attempt at the trend line, trying to take over the 50-day moving average, maybe even actually getting up here to the 200-day, which is about 17% higher. That is not out of the realm of possibility for a shorter-term swing trade. Actually, I actually really do kind of like that one after the action of the past few days. Little pullback, didn't pull back far at all. And then, so this thing potentially getting up to 111. Look at that. One of the first ones, if not the first one. And I get a look at it. That's fun. Take Two Interactive. Okay. Not bad. That's not bad at all. 9 days, 38 days. I kind of like that better than a lot of the stocks I'm in right now. Just to be honest. Maybe I'll trim a little bit on a couple of them and take this position. Wow. TTWO. Let's put that on my actionable list for shizzle. All right, you know what? I'm going to leave that one real quick and come right back. ACB just won't stop. We talked about AMRN. We talked about MJ this morning doing really well. FF, Goose, Square, Quad. NVGS getting with the program right there. Also earnings coming up too. Grifols, Amazon breaking out. Boeing consolidating. MMP looks like that one coming up to this low point here. Or it's been up at 54. We're at 61. There's a quasi trend line, something like that. I just want to frickin' move your line, dude. And maybe trying to break out of that one right here. Not much volume there. No real pocket pivots to be had. That red day, though, closed up way towards the high. So this could be a little healthier than that volume leads on. This one definitely was a little bit of a selling candle, but MMP, that one could be interesting too. Actually, that one's pretty close to the 200-day. Not much to get out of that thing. CYB are rocking it. MDB. Fleet Corp, all-time highs. XLNX getting with it after a pullback. Kind of broke a mini frozen rope pattern. Pulled back in the past, looks like a week and a half. It's been pretty steady. Okay, ADS maybe a turnaround play here on ADS. as it turns around. PKG. YY keeps moving. I think they're just jumping all over the place. Starbucks. That may start to get moving again. Never know. CCC. The hell are you doing? This was a new IPO we noticed the other day. I think after a couple days ago. Want that thing to base out. Workday, EC, PayPal. CGC is looking really good. LVS right there in a little consolidation handle just under the 200-day moving average. O'Reilly, this could be a nice little turnaround play. Oh, look at that pocket pivot. That is Quad Friday, of course. But outside of that, that looks like a pocket pivot. That looks like a pocket pivot. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 711, 701, 715. 3 pocket pivots right there on O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly really led over here during this run. I guess it's still a leader. Still working really well. Let's look at some O'Reilly. You see a bunch of pocket pivots like that. You got to pay attention. Bye, babe. So 394 is a high. Oh, yeah, 395. There you go. 30 days out. Got 382 and 385. Cool. See, that one's not bad. Just a run right there. It's 54% in 30 days. And look at that. Look at that kind of little cup and handles trying to break out from that one right now. Looks like that one may move. Haven't been running my watch list this morning. Too much stuff going on in my office. Layouts for my trading program, which is doing phenomenally. All right, let's see if any, see, here's the thing. My stocks are doing okay. Acacia's probably the one. I just bought this one yesterday. It's doing the worst, but even it looks pretty good. I don't know if I want to ditch it for O'Reilly or just keep it. And I do have some in potential profit-taking zones that are still working okay. As a rule, if something's working, you don't arbitrarily sell it to buy something else. Got SIVB that's working well. NVIDIA just started to work. Oh, it's still in a profit-taking zone for me. I don't see a reason to really sell NVIDIA. What else do I got? Skyworks hasn't been... it's not bad. $83.50, $225 and $240. Wow, still lower. I paid $260 for my calls. That's quite a bit lower for. That's the funny part about options. You get them on a good day, you end up paying up the nose for them, which is something that looks like I did. Skyworks. I guess I could sell IQ. It's basically flat. There's nothing wrong with IQ. I like that O'Reilly trade. What's my... I don't even have IQ written down. When the hell did I buy IQ? Oh, hey, babe. Thought you left.
Yeah, I did. I just checked the mail. There's some cool stuff in there we should look at.
What? Stuff?
Just in case there's something there that we need.
Okay. NASDAQ getting out the program at 0.38%. Just walking higher. That's what you like to see. NVIDIA. I hate ditching something on a day like that, but I'm basically flat in IQ. O'Reilly's starting to break out. Yeah, I guess I'll get rid of IQ. Although, you know what? I bet you they won't even let me trade it. I'll betcha. I'll betcha. You know what? I gotta know, so I gotta close it. I bet you they won't even let me trade. Let's see. Yep, still can't trade. It's got to settle overnight. Son of a bitch. So I can't do O'Reilly anyways. So get O'Reilly if you guys can. That looks really great right there. Oh well. My last broker would let me trade the day I sold it. Didn't have to settle trades a day. Where's cryptos when you need them? All right, guys, I'm going to bounce. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. NVIDIA doing good. The market's just doing good, man. Market's doing fantastic. Got Chesapeake pulling in a little bit more here. We'll see if it bounces or not. Take-Two Interactive trying to overtake Lowe's right there. That one could be a good little trade. So, you too, Nick. Well, I'll see you later, Nick. You're going to be in the Crypto Power Hour. All right, man. All right, I'll see you then. I'm going to go get some food. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.